Thank you so much for joining us, Lena. I know our community loves you. We had you before as a guest, and we are blessed, humble, and thrilled to have you. And I would love you to share with us, some insights about what you think about the situation and how we can, adjust and like keep calm, right?
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much for having me. I love being able to share with your audience. And yeah, I mean, it's a crazy time. And within my own mastermind, a lot of the questions that I'm sure you guys are experiencing, I've been hearing as well in our audience. And so I've put a lot of thought into this. And so I think first and foremost, the most important thing that we all need to recognize is that any anxiety focused thoughts that we have right now might feel useful and they might feel necessary, but they're really, really unproductive. And you have a huge opportunity right now. Well, I think most of your competitors are at a standstill. They don't know what to do next. They're so caught up in the fear and the stress. You have an opportunity to use this time to get ahead. So this is the biggest thing that we've been sharing with our audience. You have the choice. You can either use this time or you can lose this time to get ahead. Everybody has that choice right now. And recognizing also, I think, how fortunate we are. Where if this had happened, let's say 20 years ago or 50 years ago or whatever, we would not have access to the internet. We would not have access to digital marketing tools like you do today in order to make the most of the situation. So I think that all of your audience, I know it probably feels really stressful and scary right now, especially since microbladers are obviously in-person businesses. But I also think that there's a huge opportunity to deepen the relationships that you have with your existing market, to continue to sell during this time, believe it or not, in a lot of ways, and reconnect with maybe old leads or old customers, and use this as a chance to prove to people that you can show up and that you're dependable, and you're not just a microblader, you're not just an esthetician or whatever, you're a leader, right? And leaders show up in tough times. So if you can be the person who's showing up and who's getting in front of your existing customers and audience, that's going to go a long way, and that's going to serve you now, and it's going to serve you for years to come. So there's a lot of work that can be done right now, and a lot of things you can be taking advantage of, for sure.
I agree. And I also think that I personally was born in a very poor country, so I've lived harder days than these days. So we are blessed with the opportunity that we have so much, tools available right now, resources that I will just take this period like off from physical work, but you could work on yourself and in your business and, like in your client database.
For sure. Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's so easy as business owners. I mean, not necessarily for me because marketing and that's my whole thing. But for a lot of people, it's so easy to say, oh, well, I don't have time to really ever develop the foundation of my business, to build out my brand, to focus on my website, to build out my sales funnels, to run ads, whatever. Now's the time to do it, right? Like finally people have the time to really jump in with 2 feet and to make it happen. So yeah, I think leveraging this as an opportunity and really using it as a time to get ahead while most people will waste it. That's a choice that all of us have the ability to make, and there's a lot of work to do there.
Yeah. Also, Lena, I know that you're serving and you're helping like small businesses and entrepreneurs all over the world and on different niches, like one more like, like very, very particular niches. And, microbladers are on a like particular niche too. How do they, what did you hear from them? Like how they strategize and like,
Yeah. We have actually quite a few people who are in the beauty and wellness space in our mastermind and in our private programs. And there's been obviously a lot of concern, but there's also a lot of really important work that's being done. So a few things that all of you guys can be doing right now, I'll just sort of lay them out to you. Recognize that this is still a selling opportunity, okay? Just because you can't meet people in person right now doesn't mean that you have to stop selling. This is a really good opportunity. Sell gift cards right now. Build out an online funnel, an online sales page where you can be selling maybe a gift card for your services, right, in advance, maybe at a slightly discounted price. People will buy it now and they will use it later. So a lot of our businesses, a lot of our clients are seeing success with that approach right now. Sell it now at a slightly discounted price, sell it later. So that's one thing that you guys can definitely be doing. Also, from a content perspective, you have people who are still looking up to you, and what everybody, regardless of the industry, are looking for right now. They're looking for a sense of calm. They're looking for a sense of stability. And you have the ability within your unique expertise as beauty people to bring that in. So for example, within the content that you create, you could be going ahead and creating I don't know, daily or weekly, at-home beauty regimens that people can be doing right now, right? In your content, show up, say, okay, well, this is how you can be taking care of your eyebrows on your own at home right now, right? Here are some tips. Or, here are some at-home facials that you could be making for self-care. So don't just think about microblading, think about what it is that you do and what it represents, which is self-confidence, which is self-love, which is female empowerment, all these things. Bring that into your content, because at the end of the day, people aren't buying from you and interested in you because of microblading. It's because of you and your values and what you represent in their lives. So don't hold back. Use this as an opportunity to really develop your content calendar and your content marketing strategy, so that when this all blows over, which it will, it is temporary, people are going to feel that much closer to you and more trusting of you to actually get ahead. So using this as an opportunity to develop a real content marketing strategy, a real social media marketing strategy, and leveraging tools like sales pages and online funnels to start selling stuff now to get you ahead later. Those are some easy things that you guys can be doing now.
I also think we are beauty connoisseurs, you, I, and I think every single female that I interact with. Like somebody was posting last night, your brows need some love. Yeah, well, they better do. Like my hair, my nails, I'm pulling my gel from with my teeth. It's we are all affected on that, and I can't wait. First salon is gonna open, is gonna get me like a customer forever, I swear.
Exactly. And it's so true. So my nails, it was a very sad thing. I obviously have acrylics, and I had to take them off yesterday because all the salons are closed. And I was like, there's no escaping this. I don't know how to do it on my own, whatever, right? But there are local girls where I live now who do nails and acrylics. I started following them on Instagram. And you know why? Because they're creating content. Hey, this is how you can take care of your nails at home during this time. Right? This is what you can do. They're creating content, they're providing support, even though they're not going to make the sale today. They know that the second that they are reopened, I'm going to be their first customer, and I'm going to be loyal because they showed up during a really, really difficult time. So, marketing isn't just about the short term, right? It's not just about the customer that you can make today or tomorrow. It's about how do I develop brand trust and expertise and authority in my industry so that the customers keep coming back, keep referring me. And so, yeah, and also I'm sure a lot of you guys, you don't just do microblading. I'm sure a lot of you guys also do hair, and you also do facials and all kinds of other stuff. Like, bring that into your content. Show people what they can be doing at home right now. I even know a guy here, and he owns a hair salon. What he's been doing, obviously, because the hair salon is closed, he's going to all of his clients and he's delivering, leaving it at their front doorstep, a little package with a few, a hair mask and a few different things that they can be doing at home. Right? That is such a small thing. It's just going the extra mile that really deepens that brand trust and that authority positioning. And like I said, it's going to serve you for a long time in the future. So get creative, and don't waste the time.
Yeah, it was the same yesterday that I gave an example. I was like, I don't remember who I was interviewing, and we're talking the same problem. People that they have eyelashes, people will just pull off their eyelashes. If you just send a small eyelash removal or nail removal or something to your customers, which is gonna literally cost you $3. We made a math yesterday. So one customer, usually a loyal customer, is worth about $1,000 a year to you, right? Like a long-term revenue. If she's paying you $1,000 a year, and usually they will stick with you for 10 years, if you don't pay $3 to help, us these days, I think you should not be in the business. I think give right now, it's cost you pennies. You're not gonna get you probably have them on your shelf in your salon and nobody's using them anyway because you bought a ball from China because they were 0.5 cents 5 years ago. So it's a good way to get rid of the inventory that anyway is gonna expire soon, and it might help someone right now tremendously. I literally looked on Amazon. That's another idea that somebody's gonna blow when they're gonna do it. I looked in Amazon and I looked in Sephora, I looked at CVS. There is not a thing a product that removes acrylic or gel nails. You find nail polish remover, but it doesn't exist for like gel and acrylic. And come on, like
Yeah.
majority of people have that right now on their nails. Or for eyelashes, like
Yeah.
big box store, they don't hold the removal.
Right.
How? Like, yeah, it doesn't make sense. So I think you could really help those people, because it's not that they can go and buy it from Amazon. They cannot, because guess what? It doesn't really exist. Like,
Yeah. So get creative. I agree. See what you can create, see what you already have in your studio. And even if it's something like, yeah, sending a pair of eyelashes, sending some removal, whatever, but even just sending a little card, something as small as that, saying, hey, I'm thinking of you, right? How are you doing? Reach out to me on Instagram. Like send make like a little postcard and hand deliver it to your people, or send it in the mail. It goes a really, really long way. And it sounds so obvious, right? It sounds like marketing 101 to do something like that, but nobody is doing these things. So get creative and really think about, like, if you were in their shoes of your customer right now, right? Like if you were sitting there, if you were in their shoes, what would they be struggling with? What would they be in need of within the beauty world? And how can you help serve that? Even if it's just something as bringing some comfort to them, right? Even if it's something as dropping off a little like aromatherapy candle or something like that, right? Something really, really small goes a long way. So yeah, I totally agree. Do it, take advantage, and get creative.
I know, I guess, like, if somebody, like a lot of people, when they're desperate these days, they tend to run. So when this happened, like, I remember I was like by my hotel, like how bad this could have happened to me. Like, exactly 3 days before the quarantine happened, a pipe broke at my place, ruined my entire place. I had to be sent to a hotel, live in a hotel with a 6 years old, with my dad as well, in a hotel while quarantine, room service closed, everything was closed, everything was shut down. And I was like, damn, like, but then when I start to think and actually analyze, like, I'm better than 99.999 of the people. So I was just trying to be like, keep calm, everything is happening to me. People started to complain, classes got canceled. And I'm like, well, it is what it is, I guess. And then I felt like the need that I needed to show up for people, because if you do not show up for your community when they need you the most, why would they need you when they are on the top of their game and make a lot of money? So I think that was like a big wake up call for me, that no matter which industry you are and no matter who you are, like, your people need you.
Yeah. And everybody has the opportunity to do it. That's the other thing. I think a lot of people, especially female entrepreneurs, really struggle with the self identity of being a leader, which is really unfortunate. But I think a lot of people think, well, not me. I'm not a leader. I'm not the one who could show up and comfort people. Isn't everybody else doing that? When you're thinking that everybody else is doing it, nobody's really doing it. And you are self sabotaging 100%. So yeah, you're completely right. Why would people, when people are busy, when people are running around, why would they need you then? People need it now. And I know it sounds so small, but people are at really, really, really low points right now, right? And they feel good about themselves and they develop confidence by really small things, like doing a face mask, like getting their eyelashes done, like getting their nails done, whatever. Bring that same sensation to them, right? Via the content that you're creating. This is a really good opportunity, by the way. If you've been hesitant before to, I don't know, get on video, create video content, right? Really become active on Instagram, whatever that you need for your audience. This is the chance to start experimenting with it, right? Because people are so desperate for any kind of inspiration, right? And any sort of motivation, that they're going to be so excited when they see you even playing around with video. So I challenge all of you guys, like, try to get on Instagram Live or Facebook Live for 1 minute in the next day, like 1 minute, and just say, hey, here's one sentence that I want you guys to think about. Here's one small thing that you guys can be doing home to feel beautiful and to feel good right now. The smallest things goes a really long way. And this is an idea that I've held on to for so many years. It's the idea of the compound effect. And that is, from a mindset perspective, super teeny tiny small bits of action, even though they seem insignificant in real time, they add up to something massive that you can't see yet. So people like to ask me a lot, like, Lena, when you started sending emails to your list, because I sent at least one email to my list every single week for years, and that's how my list was grown. And people say, wow, it must be so hard to like stick to that kind of schedule and show up every week and write an email. And I'm like, no, that part's actually super easy. The hard part was getting over my own bullshit and sending that first email ever to my list, right? And it's the same thing here. So recognizing that small bits of action really do add up to something massive. So if you started doing this today, where would you be in a month from now, or 2 months from now, or 6 months from now, when this is all changed? So again, you can use this time or lose this time. It's as simple as that.
And I also like agree. I totally agree with this. And I think being consistent and showing up there for your crowd whenever they need you, or whenever you promise you're gonna be there, it's very important. And you should, like, there will be a lot of people that they will not trust you at the beginning, but they will still follow you because they cannot be you. I had a girl like 2 days ago. Like, I made a commitment like a week ago. When I'm stressed and when I'm like over all the place and I don't know what to do and I need to calm down, I go run, right? And obviously in the quarantine I couldn't run, and I was going to my treadmill at the gym downstairs in my hotel, and I was literally like running like crazy for like 2 hours, right? Like, staffs were looking at me, what's wrong with her? So that was my way to calm down. And I made a promise that I would go live and I would talk with my audience, like while I was walking in the incline, right? So I was showing up every day and speaking for like about 5 to 8 minutes to, kind of like prepare everybody for this convention. And like, I get people like, everybody, oh my God, you're doing this for us, so awesome, thank you so much, so grateful people. And then you're gonna see like one was like, stop walking, you're annoying, you shouldn't do your videos while you're walking. And I'm like, that's my commitment, to show up here every single day for my people, and you're telling me on my life to stop walking? Like, get out of my, get out of my way, like, close the live, it's my page. So it seems, I feel like this relates for everybody. Like, no matter what you will try to do, your family might tell you, oh, don't send those nail removers because they might be expensive. Like, you will have someone that will tell you and stop you and sabotage you from your way. But I feel like this is the right time, not to be rebel, but like, just go for it. I mean, you have the least problems that you should be worried about right now. And like, you just go for it. Like, do something for yourself that you'll thank yourself in 5 years, I feel.
Yeah, for sure. I completely agree. It's execution over perfection always, right? And this is the time, like you said, it's sort of the Wild West right now, right? Like the whole world in so many ways is reinventing themselves, is experimenting, is trying new things. And I actually think it's really amazing. Like whenever I get comments like that on videos or emails or whatever, people of saying rude things or whatever, I'm flattered because it means that you said something or you did something that inspired them to take action. They took time out of their days. They cared enough to actually say something, right? And that to me is positive at all, right? Yeah. So not being afraid to be polarizing and just recognizing that like you could be the sweetest peach on the tree, but not everybody likes peaches. And that's okay, right? So who cares?
It's exactly with my analogy to avocado. You can't make everybody happy. You're an avocado. And like, more hate and more like, like messages you get, I actually feel sorry for those people, because rather than they do something positive for themselves and, like, take advantage of this time to, be, cause never help anyone. And small minds, they get locked on, like the negativity. But I feel this is the right time to stay away from that. Cut shitty people from your life and cut things that they don't serve you anymore and things that drag you down. It's the right time to be like, oh, I'm social distancing, but maybe you could social distancing from the bullshit and like have it there like forever, far from your life. I think this is the great opportunity to actually reevaluate what mattered in your life, when what is important in your life, and what served you through the time when you were doing amazing, and who is there now for you when like everybody tried to survive. That's another one.
For sure. No, it's so true. It's such an important time for reflection, both from a business perspective and also personally. This is also a really good opportunity. I feel like oftentimes in our businesses, we're just go, go, go. Like we're so nonstop all the time. We don't really pause to look back and say, what's working here? What's not working? What was the month where I made the most money, right? How did I make that happen? How can I repeat that? So really taking this time to gain clarity and reflect on your business, and then decide like, what are my KP, right? Like what are my key point indicators going forward that I want to track? What are the things that I will tolerate? And what's the kind of behavior that I won't tolerate in my business and my life, right? So I think a lot of people, it's interesting, they often do this sort of work and thinking on January 1st. But we get 2 chances this year, right? Like we get this and we get the beginning of the year. And most people, like 99% of people, are not going to do this work because they're caught up in scarcity mode, they're caught up in fear, they're caught up in lack. This is an opportunity for people to put that to the side, to say that I'm not going to let that drag me down, and to get ahead, both personally and professionally. And also thinking like, how do you, I mean, I think also being at home, like you said, with your dad and your daughter, right? Like such an important realization to, and I think a lot of business owners struggle with this as well, is like, how do I really find the balance between my family time? How do I stay present with my children? How do I stay present with my spouse? And how do I stay really present and conscious with my business? That's a really difficult thing. And I feel like God is challenging us to do that at an entirely different level right now. But I think we're all going to come out better people because of it, you know?
I agree. And also business wise, like, you know, obviously, like if a month ago I would go and buy a pair of shoes without looking twice or thinking twice at the price, right now when I, you know, when everybody have to, you know, struggle the belt because you don't know what's gonna happen, like and I bet that I watch every single expense that I had, and when I look on my automatic charges, I think I save few $1,000 on automatic like subscriptions that I never looked at it. So I guess business wise, this is the best moment to actually, like you said, look at your business, see what it works, what it doesn't work, and be like, because when your sales are dropping 90% or 100% or 50% or whatever they drop for you, that's like a wake up call for you to realize, hey, what I'm gonna do here, especially if you don't have savings and all that. Like that's like a good wake up to see like where you're spending your money and where are you wasting your money. And actually for me, I'm saving so much money by being home. No gym subscription, no mimosa brunches on Saturday, no late Nobu dinners. Like I think I save at least 10 grand by just being home. And I'm actually enjoying like having a meal with my family doing Uber Eats rather than going out and like spend $500 on a dinner. So I think now it's also, even business or personal wise, it's important to realize things that actually matter for you and be like hold them afterwards, whatever it serves you, or people that serve you, you know.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. It's such an important thing what you said about the money. Yeah, I mean, I feel like we're fortunate in that with our business model, you know, most things are online, and we actually had like just ironically one of the strongest business months revenue wise and we've had in a few months, and it was great and it was really exciting. But I understand a lot of people are in that position, but it does force people to look at how do you, because you can't predict these things, you don't know when they're going to happen. How can you better structure your revenue? How can you start treating your business like a real business so that you are putting money on the side and saving? I read a stat recently that the average American is one emergency away from complete bankruptcy, right? Like one emergency away that you don't see coming, from losing your home, from not being able to pay your rent, from not being able to buy groceries, whatever it is. And that's really, really scary. And so I think as a business owner, it's our responsibility not only to show up and to serve our clients, to fulfill at the highest level that we can creatively, but also to be smart business owners and not be negligent and ignorant about the numbers and about the savings and about taxes and about what's going on behind the scenes. You know, there were a few years ago, actually, this was like so bad, but I had completely neglected, it wasn't totally intentional, I'll say that. We had with our accounting team, there were some mistakes made, whatever. I wasn't totally paying attention because I trusted them, and I ended up getting in a lot of trouble with the IRS, like back taxes wise, here in Israel, not in the United States. And it was because I was just focused on showing up and serving my clients at the highest level and not worrying about the back end pieces. But I could have really prevented that if I had been more proactive and thought about the future, right? And this is an opportunity for us all to do that so that we don't end up in that position again, you know?
Yeah, I think we all make mistakes, but right now that was like a really powerful thing that I heard from Perry Belcher yesterday, and I will keep repeating it. At the end of this quarantine, you could like get up from your sofa watching Netflix with a big butt and broke, or you could just do something for yourself that, no matter that you're doing, you're preparing the back end, or you're improving your customer service, or you're focusing in marketing, or actually putting the work on studying something. Maybe you could study how this business works and how to have more common sense in your business and cut expenses, or understand why marketing is so important in your business. And doesn't matter who you are, matter who knows you. So I feel like now we have so many resources, and I feel like all the entrepreneurs all over the world, and like huge names like Roland Fraser, that is gonna be the next speaker after you. That dude is worth 100 million plus. He have built and sell and exit from so many businesses, and he's coming without expecting anything in return, just because I reached to him and was like, please help my crowd. I feel like everybody came so united, and a lot of people give free courses and free content. I feel even Harvard Business School have free courses online right now. We discounted our online classes to 90%. Anyway, we are not that affected because majority of our students are online these days compared with like 3 days ago. So we didn't get hit that hard. But I feel like everybody come here, everything is on sale, all the resources are, if they are not free, they're like pennies compared with how much they cost, just to give you the opportunity to, help you, like no matter that it's business or marketing wise. And your time is so precious, and you're giving it away just to, help the society. I feel by not taking advantage of it, it's just stupid.
I totally agree. But again, a lot of people won't, because they're too caught up in the stress and the worry, and they would rather just be like refreshing CNN all day and Facebook and reading all the corona updates and the numbers here and the number there, than really focusing on the opportunity and learning. Because you're totally right. Most of the time, people are avoiding learning about real marketing that works, or about real business structures, and offer models, and accounting, and all these different things, copywriting, right? They just ignore it. So this is an opportunity, and I agree, people are stupid if they don't take advantage of this, because this is the time to get ahead. 90% of people are going to waste it, but you have the choice. You can walk away from this being ready to make a shit ton of money, or you can walk away from this being just as stressed and being just as clueless and feeling stuck.
So I literally wanted to distract myself so much from the entire like quarantine thing and like the negativity thing. So yesterday we were like live the entire day, so I didn't get a chance to check my phone. And when I finally crashed on my bed like 8 p.m. last night, and I checked my phone, and there were like 2 messages all over from everybody that I know. Even on the dating apps, everybody had 2 questions. Have you watched the new Lion movie thing that is running now on Netflix? Number 1, and number 2, how are you keeping up with the quarantine? Oh my God, now how are you keeping up with the apocalypse? It's gonna be the end of the world. And I'm like,
yeah,
for real? Like for real? And I was like, in like 5 seconds I left my phone. I was like, I still have like 200 notifications that I didn't go through, because the overall thing is like, what are you watching on Netflix, or how is the apocalypse thing treating you? And I'm like, I'm here like trying to work my ass off 18 hours a day and help other people. Like I literally have no time for BS around, like no time.
I know. That's what was so funny to me also, is everybody was like, oh my God, I'm so bored. I have nothing to do now. Nothing in our lives changed. Like our work schedule is exactly the same, our to-do list, our team members, our mastermind, like nothing changed, because when you have systems in place to run a real business, it doesn't have to be so disrupting, right? So yeah, same with us. I mean, okay, I'm not gonna lie, I did watch Tiger King, and it was amazing. Highly recommend it. After you guys are done working and learning and watching these live streams, it was crazy. But otherwise, yeah, I completely agree. Nothing changed for us either. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that we had systems and we were prepared to move forward,
Yeah, you watch Lion King after you shop for your customers and you work for 18 hours a day, And I totally get it. I'll probably, when I'm gonna wrap this up tonight, I'm gonna go and run for like 5 miles and clean up, and I'll probably go and watch Lion King as well if I'm still awake. But I feel like the focus, it should be on things that matter, because what a lot of people didn't understand, this is not a holiday. It's maybe now it's related with the Easter holiday, and I get it. But for a month already, this is not a holiday. This is like the time that you should work your ass off.
Yeah. But you know what I feel like that is? I feel like that's an employee mindset. The employee mindset is you see like a little bit of opportunity to slack off or to not do the work, and then you take the whole piece, right? But when you're a business owner, when the hours that you show up equates to the dollars that you bring in, you can't afford to be taking month-long vacations just because you feel like it. You just can't afford it. But that's a mindset shift. You have to make that mindset shift before any other shift, before you're able to take any other action. And I love what you're saying about working out as well. Obviously, like I try to work out as much as I can. But now, like, even though we can't go outside, our gym downstairs is closed because of Corona, whatever, just on the balcony, just trying to do workouts every single day. And I started teaching Zumba again, right? I taught Zumba and like hip hop fitness and stuff like that in college. And I started teaching it online every single week. I'm not charging anybody for it. Anybody can come, but it holds me accountable to show up because I know people are waiting for me, right? To show up and to teach. But that goes with everything right now in business. Like, find accountability buddies right now. If you decide you're going to revamp your entire website this week, find an accountability buddy online who's going to hold you accountable to that. If you're going to build out your next funnel, if you're going to create this sales page, if you're going to create your content calendar, find people who can hold you accountable. And if you're somebody who like you're in like vacation mode, decide that every single day you have to meet somebody on Zoom at 7:00 in the morning and show up and check in and say, this is my agenda today. What's on your to-do list? Great, now let's go do it. Like, challenge yourself. Don't use this time to slack off. Challenge yourself and step into that mindset of being a real business owner.
By the way, guys, Lena has a killer view, and I will do all the Zumba in the world if I will have her view. Not that I don't have a nice one, but still, she's living the dream. And I totally agree with you. Like, you blow my mind every single time with you when I speak with you. Everybody has an employee mindset, and like they take advantage of the thing, and they rely that Trump is gonna give them $1,200, and I'm like, that's not gonna even pay my like a fraction of my mortgage, and I feel that I've been always the one that I always take the holidays when nobody does. You will always see me on March 12th in Maldives, or September 15th on Maldives, but I'll be home on the Easter working out, or Black Friday, when I've never, ever in my life went shopping to the Black Friday, because it's the most busy day, or Cyber Monday for us. So I work my ass off. I'm so much involved in the sales process, in the marketing, in the Black Friday, Cyber Monday, that by the end of the day, I'm like, get me out of here. I don't want to buy anything for me, anymore. So, but then I go and I buy it full price, because I made the money when people are spending the money. So I feel like right now, especially, I think it was cool to stay home for a week or two, but how much of a break do you need to actually take action and understand, that this is gonna be for a few months, and nobody knows how long it's gonna take, and hopefully it's gonna end up soon, but we don't know. So I guess it's important to have like a backup plan, like what you're gonna do, like like you can't rely on the system, and you can't rely on the government, and you can't rely to not be laid off, because the next step for companies, they will be like to cut off staff, to reduce the expenses, and I guess it is what it is. But like, what's your backup plan? Like, even when you break up with someone, right? And like, what's your backup plan to not get yourself to be on the street with 5 kids, and be vulnerable, and start to be a drug addict, and like broken heart, and like, what's your backup plan in life? I think it's like a big reminder to know that no matter what, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine, but in the other hand, I think you should realize that if it was fine one time, maybe the second time won't be fine.
Yeah, I think what it comes down to is taking full self-responsibility. And it's recognizing that if you haven't achieved a particular goal yet, it's because you and you alone haven't taken the necessary action to do it. And it's so much easier to focus on the excuses and on the complaining and on the lack. But at the end of the day, you have the life and the business that you want, or you can have your excuses, but you don't have the opportunity to have both, right? You have your excuses, you have your results, you can't have both. So it's just deciding, like, when you take radical self-responsibility without blaming the government, without blaming Corona, without blaming anything else, that's when you really step into the mindset of being a true business owner. And from that place, you can take the action so that you don't have to end up in that place, so that you do have a solid backup plan, so that you can take care of your family. You know, I feel really grateful that I support me and my husband and our family and whatever, but it's because I took 100% responsibility and I said, nobody and nothing is an excuse to not make this happen. That's it. So when there's zero opportunity for failure, because you're only going to get to the goal that you want, then it's really freeing, right? And all you have to do is take the action to get there. So yeah,
I think yeah, that's great. And having a friend to be accountable, like you said, you are doing your Zumba classes and you're getting like you giving for everybody for free. You would anyway do that Zumba classes, but you choosing to share with other people and help other people that they don't know how to, you know, jump properly and like burn the calories on the right way. Like I don't know, I don't do Zumba. I can never like hold with like coordination. I'm the worst one. Like if you want to make a fun video to be viral on YouTube or TikTok, you bring me to a Zumba class or anything more like dancing. That would be like viral. I'm so bad at it.
You should come next week, girl.
Yeah.
Try it out. You don't have to turn the video on. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I tried a few years ago. I was so bad.
Well, I can't run, right? You're running for the both of us. I can't run at all. So
yeah, and I actually I promised like every single day. And by example, on Sunday I was so tired because on Saturday I work out too much and I stay all late. And like I was so tired on Sunday and I was like, oh, I don't want to run today. I was like, damn, I promised those people that I'm gonna do the live on the same place at the same time. I cannot not show up. Like how they look at myself if I don't show up. And guess what? I had to get my butt from the bed and go, you know, like do the thing that I promised my crowd to, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Hold yourself accountable. That's it. And by the way, like it doesn't mean, a lot of people like to say, oh, well, I can hold myself accountable. I don't need Facebook or a partner or whatever. It doesn't mean that you're lazy or that you're not smart or that you're not capable. It's just in human nature. Even the most, like, I consider myself a very high performer. You are as well. Most people I know are. We all have accountability buddies. The most successful people that I know, business owners and not, all have accountability systems and structures in place because it's their only way. Like right now, I'm on this whole health thing. I want to lose a certain amount of weight by June 1st. And I have two girls who are like, we're in a little circle together. And every single time that one of us screws up, guess what? You have to put $10 in the pot. Like every single day, you put money in because that's called having skin in the game and that's called reaching a result, period. So again, you have your excuses or you have your results, but it's up to you. It's up to you. So yeah, like find accountability buddy for sure. But I think that the secret is to not have people who are gonna like emotionally enable you. You know, like if I had my sister be my accountability buddy and I told her one day, oh, I just don't feel good today, or I'm like, whatever, she'd be like, it's okay, take a day off. You know, it's fine. You don't want those people. You want people who are really going to hold you accountable and who are making sure you have skin in the game to get something done. And that goes for business and personal, for sure. And this is like the time to do it and embed those systems.
Exactly. We have a question here from Lena. She say, what's the most important step or something to address at first when becoming a permanent makeup artist? What system, guys, do you use for keeping track of your customer personal information and how to keep track of sales for tax purposes? You want to answer this?
Yeah, I can't necessarily just speak to the microblading. So read the question one more time.
What's the most important step or something to address when you first become a permanent makeup artist? Maybe I can answer this one. So I guess, yeah, and you could answer the other one. I guess the first step when you become a permanent makeup artist, after you get your licenses and everything, you want to make sure that you have a proper certification and you have all the legal, grants to operate. And then you want to make sure that it's a hard answer because I don't know the circumstances if you have an own salon or if you work for someone, but in general you want to start promote yourself, promote your service, take very good quality pictures and create content, get a TikTok account, and don't tell me it's hard to use because guess what, if you want to make money you have to learn how to use it. You have to post on Instagram, you have to post relevant content, get really good quality photos. You don't need an expensive camera, but you could use like a person like an iPhone. I use my iPhone. And I guess reaching out and promoting yourself close to your to your community. I guess that will be number one, to offer referral incentive for people that they are coming to refer other people. And I'll be happy to help you out more if you send me, like, I don't want to hold everybody because I don't know exactly the circumstances how you're actually operating, but I'll be more than happy to help you out with that. The second question was like, what system you guys use for keeping track of your customer personal information and keep track of the sales stacks?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So there's all kinds of tax software that you can use. Because I'm based in Tel Aviv, Israel, and our business is registered in Israel, we have basically an entire Israeli taxing team that we deal with, and taxing, what's the word that's spacing? Like software, basically. But if you literally go to Google and you type on like free or affordable online taxing software, you're going to find tons of options that are really easy.
TaxJar, though, everybody kind of like, here we use TaxJar. It's very easy to implement. Yeah, it's like $10 a month or something, and easy systems for you to I mean, we use Lena because we have like huge database of customers. We have like big CRM programs that you should not use. We use, by example, we use Cap and Infusion software. Some people use Salesforce, so it's not going to be relevant for you, but I think you could use Avato or MindBody. It's a great one. It's about $150 a month, but it offers you so many tools. You could send emails, you could send SMS reminders. It's a great scheduler. So I think it's like a really, really, really great to use it. And it's always like what you pay is what you get. You find a lot of softwares that they are free or cheaper, but I mean, if you really want to be professional and you like think about that, I think MindBody will be the best that I can recommend you.
Yeah, something that I'll add to that, Irina, because I think a lot of people, I totally agree. Like, we have very robust CRM systems, email marketing systems, whatever. We track all this stuff. But when I first got started, I didn't have any of that. And I think that if at the time when I first got started, if I had to suddenly like spend a lot of money on expensive services and whatever, it would have held me back from doing it at all. So again, I believe that execution is so much more important than perfection. Like, don't let something like that hold you back. If you only have a few customers right now, let's say you have 5 customers, organize it in a Google sheet. Like, it doesn't need to be super fancy. Like, do what you can just to get started, and you can evolve to those points. But don't let it hold.
I totally agree. Like, people at the beginning, they focus on, like getting a lot of technology, a lot of programs. They're not going to help you. The number one thing and the only thing you should care for is be professional and get customers at your door. That's the number one, like, focus for you. Like, we always tested the market, and we sold the kits 2 years ago before I even created a kit. Because what if I put hundreds of thousands of dollars on those kits and people don't buy them? So I test the market, I see the demand, and I get 2-3 customers complaining like, where is my kit and all that. Here is your refund. But like, first, before I put that insane work, I get to see and validate that the demand. So I think that's like also important.
Yeah,
sorry, I have this cup and I'm looking at it. It's written "Adventure awaits." So I guess it's coming soon once this entire quarantine will be finished and we can all, travel and do our thing.
Yeah, amen. I stole my husband's cup. It says hubby on it. Don't tell him. Hopefully he'll never watch it.
We have another question from Caroline. What was the name of the system online for the email, etc.?
The system for what?
The system online for email, etc. I think you're talking about MindBody. I'm gonna type it for you. But also, if you want to use like tools for email marketing, I don't know what you use. Lena, we use MailChimp and Keep Infusion and Marapult. Sorry.
Yeah. So we literally, we have like 30 plus tools that we pay for every month from a software standpoint. But for email marketing specifically, we use ConvertKit. And then to partner that with a lot of different tools, we use Zapier, which is a good integration tool that's important for basically everybody to have. So if anybody wanted like a full rundown of all of our different tools and their purposes, anybody can reach out, and I'm happy to share that.
Yeah, I think Scott Jordan shared yesterday with you guys like some tools. If you didn't watch the presentation of Scott Jordan, you must watch that because he give you the like few tools that you guys should use, and they're so cheap subscription, and they're gonna make your life easier and help you a lot as a long run. So you want to make sure that you're watching Scott Jordan presentation yesterday. Last few questions that we have for Lena here because it's kind of late for her, so I don't want to hold her late. Any thoughts that you have, Lena, for anyone that um struggling these days? Like, what would you tell your sister that she's an esthetician and she lost all her customers today?
Yeah, I don't think that this is anything new. Business goes in cycles. There's been recessions in the past. There's been traumatic, awful things that have happened in the past that have affected all different kinds of businesses. And there are certain things that we simply don't have control over. Nobody should be blaming themselves right now for what's going on. Nobody should be blaming themselves or shaming themselves for losing clients and losing customers. It's not your fault. External things happen. What you need to do is focus on what you do have the ability to control right now. That is integrating the right tools, creating funnels and automated systems, setting up your accounting and your business finances in a way that's going to allow you to save in case things like this happen in the future. So we all get the opportunity to choose our thoughts anyway, right? None of our thoughts are like right or wrong. They're all just opinions. Choose the thoughts that are productive right now. Choose the thoughts that are going to move you forward, that are going to enable you to come out stronger than ever. Because while 90% of your competitors are sitting in fear, you have the chance to get ahead. So take advantage of this time. It's a blessing in disguise, and you're going to see that in just a few months if you take the right steps now to make it happen.
Yeah, I think it's really important on focusing in what you could control rather than what you cannot control. And I guess it is what it is. We're in all this together. But if you focus yourself and do yourself a favor, focus on education and do something positive. Don't open your social media for 5 hours every single day, just that. And like do something for you, the thing that you always wanted. I think that's gonna help you, because if you don't grow financially right now, you grow your acknowledge, and once everything is sooner or later everything is gonna get back, you're gonna be able to go and trip.
Yeah, no, for sure. The time and the energy that you put in now is going to pay off, like everything else. I mean, how long does it take to get certified in microblading, right? Or get good at microblading, or to sign your first client? It takes time. Anything worth having and anything worth achieving takes time. So what you invest in for yourself now and for your business will pay off if you take it seriously and do it right. So take advantage of it.
I agree. Lena, thank you so much for taking your time. If anyone wants to reach out and need more help and business strategy, I know that you help a lot of beauticians before, a lot of people that they do wax. How can they reach you?
Yeah, for sure. Oh, did you just say waxing?
Yeah, didn't you say that you have like a lot of like waxing people in your community, right?
Yeah, we do. Which is why, because when you said that, I wanted to say that like our waxing clients right now are thriving. Not kidding. Like no one is having setbacks because they have systems in place to ensure sales are still happening. So just to give you guys some inspiration, it's possible. Okay, it's possible. So just know that. Yes, definitely reach out. You can feel free to just add me here on Facebook. Easily just click on my name, send me a message, or you can email me at lena@lenaelkins.com. Very easy.
Lena, it's amazing, and that's how we met. We met on a business conference in Nicaragua several years ago. She has so many entrepreneurs, and like her spirit, and like wherever, like no matter how lost you are, she's gonna find a way, and she's gonna push you, and she's gonna motivate you. And she's not only, like she's there for you, and she's gonna hold you accountable. So I think if you're lacking on that, and if you don't know your path or wherever you're going to, I think she's a great resource for you. And her course is there like pennies. Like they literally have pennies for the entire knowledge that she's providing. Actually, the business module that we did several years ago, one of a big chunk of that course is recorded by Lena, and people absolutely love it. And we give it away to people for pennies. I think it's like $97 now. We used to have it with $2,500 years ago. Now we give it away with like if people get the book, we give them like it's only $97, and people love it. I think that's the best way that you could, like providing and helping the community. I think, I still stand for that. Thank you so much, Lena, and stay safe, you and your family.